Hey everyone, I thought it'd be fun. Someone did suggest in the YouTube comments that I should do a little tutorial. So I thought that would be kind of fun. So I'm just going to take you through kind of my signal chain, and we'll talk about maybe some of my ways I go about doing these instrumental process videos. So yeah, so we'll jump right in. First, I go into this, the Fuzz Factory here by ZVEX. I like this pedal because it's just a great sounding fuzz, but also I like doing the droney stuff, such as this type of thing. So I think you can have fun with that if you like run it through some reverb and delay, and I've used it on synths before too. So then from there, we go from there to the bit commander, which this one's just, most of these I don't use very frequently, so I'm not quite sure of the setting, but just to see. Here's also my clean tone, just to show you what I'm working with. So that's no pedals on, I'm just running into 2 Kempers and I have the gain all the way off. So that's the thing about like a lot of, or what I've found is like, whenever I'm doing this kind of ambient stuff, more textural type of things, I'm not really looking for this lush tube saturation. A lot of times I'll even just run directly into the interface and I'm happy with that. So so anyway, that's that. And then I do leave the compressor on, so that, then that, and then out of this I go into this Goodwood Audio underfacer, which is just like it's got a buffer in it, and then that basically routes everything into stereo, and they can sum it to mono, all that kind of stuff. Out of there into here, which is just a compressor. I really like this compressor. It's by Jackson Audio. It's the Bloom. I really like it because the compressor is great. It's got EQ and a really awesome boost, which I can't really hear myself. So anyway, I use that quite a bit actually. Sometimes if I'm in the mood, I'll just leave it on for an entire set. I mean, that's the thing about this pedal board, is I kind of wanted to put one together that I could really accomplish any music, whether I'm playing with, whether I'm playing on an indie rock project or a country, or, doing a church event, or, doing the more of my stuff now, which is like the ambient, textural kind of stuff that I've been doing recently. So anyway, I can pretty much accomplish anything I want, I've found. I mean, and things change pretty regularly with this whole setup, but the principles have been the same for a really long time. But anyway, this just mutes. This is the remote for the underfacer. Anyway, so out of the compressor, we go to this POG. So at this point, a goal of mine was to go at the front end of things, or start using things where I could change the sound of the instrument at the very beginning. So whenever I go through, and get to the delays and all that, it's already kind of different. So a lot of times, like with the POG, I'll like take out, let's just, I have some presets here. So let's go through what these sound like. So and video that came out yesterday, I used this setting a lot. So this is basically have an actual dry signal going through this, so I have the I basically have it set to just a simple swell. Need to allow me to gain this up a little for the sake of this. Okay. Anyway, you get the idea. So yeah, I just want to like change it. The other thing is, because this ambient, like the ambience, it can get kind of like really muddy really fast. One thing that I have found useful, which I picked up the idea from a guy named Andy Othling, who's does music under the name Lowercase Noises, so you should check him out because it's awesome. Anyway, so this low pass filter, so throughout the board in a few different places, I will use filters to kind of spread out the frequencies a little more, so it's not just getting, you know, jammed down the middle, so to speak. So you have that, and then see how that's like just a little more nasally. And then, so go back to the other one. So, yeah, I'll just play with it and, you know, change things on the fly sometimes. Then from here I go to the Super Ego. This one's just what I use for like drones, and it's got a bunch of different effects in it, but I leave it on the filter for right now. It is my like newest piece of equipment, so you know, like the other night I put it on phaser. Let's see what that sounds like. So this, it just goes through the effects, not the droney thing. So if I wanted to do this, or whatever. Anyway, if you don't know that song, that's not a big deal. Excuse me. Okay, so this I'll just leave on the drone, and then again, this filter, so and then, you know, you can kind of spread things out so everything's not just on the same frequency. I mean, it's still a guitar into the same amps, but still it kind of, I think, widens things out a little bit. And then so yeah, you get the idea. It's basically like a sustain pedal. I'll leave mine on auto. So then from there, I go to this. No, what do I do? I think I go to the reverb, yeah. So the reason I put the reverb so early in the chain is I just kind of want to wash everything out, like from the beginning, just to not, you know, just to like kind of kill some of the dry signals, so or to kill the dry signals so that you can get the whole washiness whenever you get it, to make it more of like a big pad. And that I have the one at the front I have turned, obviously you can see it's a RV5 by Boss. I just have it maxed out. I think, right now the modulate, I think I use the modulate and the plate pretty much all the time. But for this, I use the modulate. And then, time maxed out, effect level maxed out, tone, the darkest. And then From here, I go to this Jackson Prism, which is pretty versatile, like overdrive boost pedal. Just really light. So anyway, this is kind of home base for me, and then from there I go into like my wet effects, which starts with the Memory Man, which happens to be my favorite delay pedal. To be fair, I haven't really tried that many delay pedals, but I've had this one for a long time. So anyway, this is kind of home base for me as far as what I've been doing on the process videos. So have it set on a simple swell, this to wash it out, and then this to just kind of give it some more warbly texture. Let's just C. Okay. From here, I'll go to the El Capi stand tape delay. This pretty much, for the ambient stuff, use the looper, which is this. So, okay, so then let me just continue through the chain really quickly, and then I'll get to like how I build something. Okay, so then this on looper, Eventide on its looper, the digital delay. I use this in two different ways. Most of the time I'm using it as a ping pong kind of thing. Make sure this is still recording. I use it as like a ping pong kind of thing, just to like widen things out even further before it gets to the reverb. Or sometimes if I really like what I've got going on here, but I want to add to it and be able to control it more, this has a looper on it too, but it's like really basic. Meaning like you can't really manipulate anything about it. So I'll switch to that, which has the hold setting, grab it, turn it down, and play over it. But yeah, most of the time it's just in the ping pong thing. From there to the Empress reverb, which has got a lot of really cool sounds. I think right now I just have my presets are just the plate, the modulate, or modulate, I don't know how the proper pronunciation, then Ghost, which there's a lot of cool stuff. I really like the lo-fi setting on here, which I've used quite a bit, which, yeah, that one's cool. Just to kill this, and yeah, so anyway, so that's cool, but most of the time I just leave it on plate, let's say, I don't know, 70% of the time. Ghost is very cool. Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah. Plate. Okay, so that's basically the whole thing. So, here's how I really would go about, or how I have been going about. Obviously, things change pretty regularly. So, this is how I'm working right now. So just as an example, let's do some like slidey swell stuff. So this would be it. This would be like the basic tone. Okay. And then, so I'll switch this on to the looper mode, arm it to record, and then okay. Okay, so now it's grabbed that. It's just playing that back. So there's a few different things I can do here with the L cap. So that's just basically exactly what, I mean, because it's based off a tape delay, it's slowly, very slowly at these settings, because this is like the most pure, I guess. So over time it's going to get more and more degraded. So you can half the time, or so I have it on this setting. So if you go like to the left of noon, you basically, I don't know how many seconds you have to record, but once you get it, you can which is cool. I'll do that a lot. And if I had it recorded with it over here, then I would have twice, which I can keep layering and layering on this. And if I layer another, whatever, and start playing, then I would have double the amount of time to record. So, an example. So then if I flipped it back over, so a lot of times, yeah, I just grab sections like that. And so if I like something that I have, okay, so then I'll move to here and grab that. And so the other thing that's cool about this one is that it also has a filter, so then, I can do even more kind of shaping. So okay, it's got that. I'm gonna bring this in. So it's playing at, 1 time the speed, so it's normal speed. The thing I like about this pedal is you can and mess around with the speed. This is like half the speed, but in reverse. And then I'll just kind of that's cool. And trying to make sure that you can hear what I'm saying. So from there, I'll also, with the eventide, so I'll just keep going back and forth between these two a lot, just kind of adding things. And then, I'll bring this down, end this, while this is playing, bring this up, manipulate it, record something else into this, bring this down, erase it, start over, just to do, I guess, just go into different sections and movements and everything. There's another cool thing about this. So you can kind of chop it up. So you can choose where it starts in the whole segment, and then where it ends, you can get. I just leave it maxed out most of the time, but sometimes I'll play around with that. And then this is another cool thing. You can kind of, whenever you change the setting, you can change to chromatic, dominant, seventh, so octave plus fifth. I'll do that because it kind of keeps things slightly usable musically anyway. So when you change the speed, it goes. So so that's kind of cool. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. Okay, and then like go back to, so this is just the L cap. We're back to that. Let me hear myself. I'm using the microphone on my iPhone for my talking because I only have 2 inputs on my interface, and so forgive me if it's kind of hard to hear what I'm saying. I obviously am just diving in and haven't tested it. Anyway, so this is just the L cap that we're hearing, the loop on it anyway. So I'll like kind of slowly creep these up, but just for the sake of the example. See how a wow and flutters makes it more, warbly, and tape age makes it darker. So yeah, and then, so let's capture one more thing. Oops. Well, we're going to be working with that kind of bad note for a while because they just keep rolling, I think is what they say. So anyway, and right now I'm recording at, I think half speed, so it's going to give me 24 seconds, yep. Usually it's 12 if it's normal speed. Anyway, so that's going to keep rolling, just to differentiate it. I'm going to switch that back, and then this is what I meant by spreading it out. So, anyway. Then you do that, turn the filter, make it dark, and then I'll just do some drones or something. Just experiment with different, combos, different sounds, different reverbs, but it's pretty much what I'm doing these days.